John Lennon, the legend, a deeper look on this anniversary of his murder, December 8th, 2017. Don't go away. Hi all, thank you for joining me here at Rock Hard Riffs. This is the guitar channel for the self-taught. We also do Beatles stuff and other musical stuff. We appreciate you joining. If you enjoy this, we ask that you please subscribe to bring out more content like this. We need your subscriptions and comments and stuff to know you folks are watching and that you enjoy this. So again, please subscribe and we'd certainly appreciate it. Okay, we have two really horrible days back to back. We have December 7th, the day that will live in infamy. That was when the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor, and that was 1941. Then we have December 8th, 1980, the day that John Lennon was senselessly murdered for absolutely no reason whatsoever. Now, for those of you folks that have watched my other video on in memory of John Lennon on his birthday, which is October 9th, there were some people that took offense to some stuff I said in that video. And I'd like to briefly address that, if you don't mind my indulgence. So I ask you to indulge, and please just hear me out and I'll keep it brief. Okay, so I said that we shouldn't judge anybody, let alone John Lennon, because we all live in glass houses, especially a certain demographic of people that judge people and just try to destroy them. And I would say that I still hold that point of view, even more so. But I say to you, let me go a little deeper and let me explain it a little further. The only reason that we know that John Lennon had a violent tendency, or tendencies, however you look at it, was because he said it. Nobody asked about it. Nobody said anything to him about it. All they asked him was, why are you constantly talking about peace? And his answer was because the most violent must need peace the most. Speaking of himself. Not saying that he is the most violent, like some wild maniac. He wasn't at all. He probably lashed out in anger, like so many of us do. He just, on occasion, struck people, women, and men too. But he is not like some raving maniac, and odds are, I think alcohol probably had a lot to do with that. So there's some food for thought on that. But again, the only reason we know that John Lennon had any violent tendencies at all was because he said it. He came out and said it, and said that he did not like that, and he was trying to change that in himself. So I'm not sure where some folks are coming from when they want to judge him. I guess what the point is that if we're going to judge somebody, we need all of the information to get a clear perspective on what's going on. You know, our perception can be skewed by our own experiences, but we have to be removed if we have to judge somebody, which we don't. I mean, it's really, why are we going to judge somebody? But really, we need to really be careful of that, because, you know, let's look at it this way. John is guilty, or was guilty. Guilty as charged. Okay, so we have judged correctly. Now we're going to play jury. What is his sentence? Should he be shunned? Should he be removed from history because of this? Okay, let's say that is the sentence. Now we, as the people that are going to carry out this justice, we better make sure that we are not hypocrites. So only those of us that have never done anything wrong can we carry out this sentence. Okay, so now all of you out there who have never done anything wrong, have never harmed anybody, have never done anything wrong, have never stolen anything, have never hit anybody, have never hurt anybody's feelings. Okay, you out there, raise your hand. I I don't see anybody. I didn't think so. And that is the proper judgment. Okay? I want you to think about it this way, guys, when we're thinking about judging and stuff like that. We use our intellect to judge, but wisdom tells us we better not. And this is how I would put it. Here's a little aphorism or a pearl of wisdom for you, if you will. Let's say that like a water spigot is intelligence, or the water is intelligence. Okay, now let's turn that spigot on. There's nothing on it, there's no hose, there's nothing, and the water just comes gushing out of that spigot. And it's kind of destructive, and it doesn't do any good for anything. It might even undermine what you're trying to do. Now, let's attach a hose to that spigot. Now, the hose represents wisdom. Now we have given purpose to the water. Now we can water our garden. Now we can water our plants and our lawn and drink ourselves. So everything has everything to gain by the wisdom or understanding the nature of the water and or the spigot. Okay, so if we understand it, then we can deal with it. And we see ourselves in it. Compassion, folks, compassion. And I think that was one of John's biggest messages. So, all right, enough of the hubbub. Thanks for listening. Now let's get in and talk about this book here, The John Lennon Legend, An Illustrated Life of John Lennon. Okay, so now we're going to take a look at this book. Now this is very interactive. There are all kinds of cool things in this book. And let's dig in, okay? Let's open her up there. Now we have a good view. This is a CD. Okay, and we just don't have time right now to listen to this. I'm going to have to go through this fairly quickly. But I hope to be comprehensive and quick at the same time, if that's possible. Okay, so very cool. This is the beginning of John here. This is like a facsimile. This is in wax paper of the handwritten lyrics of In My Life. Okay, isn't that neat? And there are several of these things in this book. Very, very cool. And I'll show you some very interesting things about that too when we get to it. Okay, so let's keep on looking. And this is again about Menlove Avenue, where he grew up, his Aunt Mimi. Again, this is a drawing which we looked at before in the other video. Let's look at it again. 1952, age 11, John drew this. In here is a report card from his school, which is very cool. And the Daily Howl. This was a little thing that he would, like a little magazine, sort of newsletter thing that he made up. And he would draw. Now you're telling me this guy isn't artistic and isn't creative? This is great stuff, funny stuff. And Paul McCartney spoke quite a bit about this stuff too. So very interesting, really cool to look at. And you know, you really get to learn more about who this person was by looking through this kind of stuff, you know. So now let's move on. Now he's in the Quarrymen. Oh, you're gonna love this. This is a business card. So neat. And if you look at it, you see there's stains and wrinkles and things along the edge, like this corner here. Okay, isn't that cool? Even the back of it is stained. Isn't that funny? The Quarrymen, rock and roll. Neat. And then here is an old photo. I'm sure you're probably familiar with that picture of John in his youth, an angry young man. Okay, this is the Garden Feet, the little flyer for it. In 1957, this is when John and Paul met. And if you look here, it says the Quarrymen. The Quarrymen on the program. Isn't that cool? So that's when John and Paul met. And soon after, they got together and started making rock and roll, and history tells the rest, and we're talking about it now. This is also very cool. Look at this. This is a little book that you used at the Cavern Club. Okay, and it has little dates and things in there where they check off when you've been in and things like that for, you know, memorabilia. How cool. Isn't that cool? The attention to detail, these folks that made these things, just amazing. Truly amazing. Okay, now let's look into this. This was a management deal that they had with Alan Klein. Or not Alan Klein, I'm sorry, with Alan Williams. Now, Paul McCartney always described Alan Williams as a little Welsh dude with a high voice. So if you remember that, this is who this guy is. He was the one that took them to Germany, to Hamburg. Okay? And this was their contract. Pretty cool, right? Paramount Enterprises. So here they are. You can see at that time they're getting ready to go to Germany and meet Astrid and Klaus Worman and all that fun stuff. So let's move on. Okay, good. Here, this is really cool too. It's a little thing of bubblegum pictures, right? It's just like it was in a gum pack. Different photos and stuff. Little color photos. Very, very cool. Isn't that neat? Just super thoughtful. Got it backwards. It's got a little stickum on there. Very thoughtful. Okay, and here is some more. This is Ed Sullivan. This is cool. You're going to love this. This is a ticket stub to Ed Sullivan. Look at that. Isn't that neat? And it comes in this, you know, like the little pouch or little pamphlet thing that the tickets come in sometimes. Isn't that cool? Now here's some other neat stuff. These are posters, movie posters. Okay. So I think this one, yes, it's in Japanese. Okay, let's look at that. It's a movie poster for Help. Isn't that cool? And again, another little, you know, little card. It's almost like a postcard sort of thing. And then another movie poster for Help. Isn't that cool? Just in miniature. So again, very thoughtful. Just cool stuff. And it comes in this little pocket that's in this page. Very neat. Okay, I'm just feeling, see if I can. Okay, here's some other lyrics, handwritten lyrics. Now look at this. Boy, he was in a hurry or he was stoned or something, man. And if you see, there was a wrinkle or a fold in the paper right here. And so it's like an actual copy, and look at that, that's cut out, of the actual piece of paper that these lyrics were written on. That is just, in my opinion, just beyond cool. Super fun stuff, and that's for Day Tripper. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with this. John Lennon on the cover of the first Rolling Stone. That was more like a magazine, or like a newspaper than a magazine in those days. Right, and more photographs and stuff on the second page. Isn't this cool? And that was from the movie How I Won the War. And it was at this time that John said that he was starting to think of leaving the Beatles. It was too much for him. And George had said stuff like that too. So anyway, there's that. Here we have, okay, now we enter the Yoko days. This is one of those things that John saw in her art display that he loves so much. It just says breathe. And he said he looked at that and he thought it was pure and all that. So, you know, whatever floats your boat is whatever you're into, right on. Okay. Sgt. Pepper stuff. Here are some more lyrics. This is for Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, which I'm sorry, folks, it is not about LSD, no matter how much we want to just keep on pushing it. People just won't give up. No, it is not about LSD. It is about a drawing that Julian Lennon made. But, you know, you believe what you want. So, I'll believe what John said. And what Paul said. Okay, and this is, again, All You Need Is Love era. Right, very cool. And here's some more little sticky notes. They're little stickers. Like you'd put on a file or something. It's more of that off-brand humor art kind of thing that John and Yoko were up to in their days. More of it here. And You Are Here, it says, and grapefruit and different things. Okay, which is interesting. Okay, here we go towards the end of the Beatles. Okay, this is really a trip. I read this last night. It says, Dear world, I think we should have peace. Why don't we have it? I would like it today. So would my wife, John Lennon. And that's his note to the world. And you know what? I think I would second that. I'm with you, John. I am with you. This is awesome. If you remember these were all over the place in the early 70s, right? It's on a sticker. It's a great big sticker. That's very cool. Happy Christmas with John and Yoko. And we have to say Happy Christmas to you because we're coming up on Christmas here pretty quick. Here's some more Instant Karma. That's for Instant Karma, handwritten notes. And again, some John artwork. There they are in Paris. You can see the Eiffel Tower right there. And again, this is just like a postcard. That's all it is a postcard. Okay? This is awesome. Look at that. What a gift this would make for anybody for Christmas. We're coming close to the end, guys. Again, just more fold-out stuff and just awesome stuff to look at. Again, there's lyrics for Imagine. That's Phil Spector. And yep, I can even tell who he is upside down. And there's the Plastic Ono Band and the Elephant Memory Band and all that fun stuff with Eric Clapton. I thought that was very cool. Now look at this. This is John wanting to declare his own country. Okay, this is a declaration of Newtopia. We announced the birth of a consensual country, Newtopia. Citizenship of the country can be obtained by declaration of your awareness of Newtopia. Okay, and that's what this is. That's what this letter is. Guess what this is? It's a white handkerchief. Guess what it is? My mind tells me it's the flag of Newtopia. Am I right or am I wrong? Leave it in the comments. Say something in the comments, guys. We need your interaction. Okay? Just more doodads. This is an interview that's in text. Just more John's artwork. And a little, like a passport book there. Isn't that cool? There's Sean, young Sean. And more stuff. Something from the news. Love letter to people who ask what John is up to. Just, is this not awesome or what? It's just awesome. Again, more lyrics. And this is A Beautiful Boy. Great song. It's about Sean. Very great song. There's John at the, starting over at the mixing board. And at the end of John's life. So I hope I didn't rush through that too quickly, folks. I'm just a huge John Lennon fan, and I hate to see him maligned. I think we should know all of John, not just part of John, and you get to know the man. Is he fallible? Was he fallible? Yes, of course, he's human. So am I. So are you. But boy, he sure means a lot to me, and he means a lot to millions and millions of people around the world. John Lennon is a hero. He's a fallible hero, a reluctant hero, but a hero nonetheless. Thank you, John Lennon, for everything. This is Rock Hard Riffs. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe for more content like this, and we really appreciate your view. Thank you.